SolarCon is around the corner, guys, and we got SolarCon speaker here, Brent Attaway, author of Follow Up Fortunes, marketing expert. We may be giving a book away too, so if you guys want to join the conversation, be back in 60 seconds. Let's go. We are live. Thanks everyone for being here on another week. I am Solar Joe. We are live with the SolarCon live stream coming from the Solar Projections Facebook group. What's up, everybody? We also coming live from LinkedIn and YouTube, and we have special guest, SolarCon speaker, marketing expert, author of Follow Up Fortunes here today, Brent Attaway. What's up, Brent?
Hey, what's up?
Hey, Brent, I know you were here a few months ago. We had some technical difficulties last time, and things have changed too. You got your book out. You're going to be speaking at SolarCon, so I figured let's talk again. What do you think?
Let's talk again. I'm excited about SolarCon. This is going to be cool.
Awesome. I appreciate you, man. And everybody watching, Brent is going to be giving away a free digital copy of his new book, Follow Fortunes, today. So make sure if you guys want to be part of that drawing, you have to click on the link on the bottom of the post. Give us permission to show your name. You'll be included in the drawing. And just put me. If you guys want a copy of the book, put me in there. But let's make this a group conversation, guys. So we need help from you guys to jump in. If you have any questions for Brent when it comes to marketing, lead generating, follow up, what else, Brent? What else can we ask questions about with you?
Oh man, I was going to say something dirty right there, but nothing.
Keep it clean. Keep it clean.
Just playing. No, that's all. Those are all great topics. Everything there: lead gen, conversion, how to get people to show up to your appointments, all that kind of stuff. That's important. But yeah, we can talk about anything you want.
Say hello, say what's up, ask a question, ask an objection, whatever you guys want. But if you guys want to be in the drawing for the free digital copy of Follow Fortunes, go put me in the comment and make sure you click on the link to make sure it's permission to show your name, or just going to say Facebook user. We won't know who to give the copy to. So get your name shown. Brent, we're not going to take too much your time today, man. And I appreciate you even coming on here. I know you're super busy with things you're doing in your career and life. But first of all, talk to us, man. Like the book, the digital copy is out. Tell us a little bit about it. Why should people be checking that out, man?
Yeah, no, I mean, really without trying to make it sound like a blatant pitch for a book, right? But the whole reason I even decided to write a book, besides that was a goal, I want to write a book, and probably started 15 of them and never finished one, right? And so the reason why I even finished this one, or was wrote it in about 2-3 months, I guess. It took me about 3 months to get it done, and was the big question, the big challenge of I'm getting leads. I'm still frustrated, Brent. I'm still, because we've run our team, door-to-door team, and an inside sales team, which in my world, inside sales means you're getting online real-time leads, and what do you do with them? With your inside sales team, whether it's like setters and so on. And we've done all kinds of weird, dumb things and good things. The dumb thing, for instance, was we're getting leads in real time and giving them to closers. That was dumb. a bad idea, right? Like closers don't know how to take real-time leads. They're not good at it.
Now,
So
all
like,
closers, that's every
they,
closer's not good at it. Most closers.
9 out
What do you
of
think?
10, 9 out of 10. Unless, how about this? Not all closers. Closers who know the meaning of setting, then they're good setting on the phone. They understand phone etiquette, how to be casual, how to keep the conversation going over a phone without using body language like this, right? Because a lot of people rely on their outgoing nature or the nature of being in front of somebody. Well, when you don't have that, and that's what was giving your leverage, that gave you the edge, well, you just lost your edge. So like, you got to be good on the phones is what I'm trying to say. But certainly not all closers. We actually had some good closers do deals. What I'm saying is we were losing deals because of that. So that's where this book came from, was follow up. Because frankly, in inside sales and door-to-door sales, leads, and we're going to talk about this. I'm gonna challenge people, anybody who wants to, because I love challenges. I love to have a good sound argument going, right? But the book came from the fact that people just think that leads are supposed to say yes when it's time to say yes, and if they don't, the hell with you, right? Which is the worst idea. You just cut your income in half by thinking that. That's the attitude, and that's rampant in any sales organization. That's not just in solar. That's in any. I mean, I help real estate agents, any home services, all of those places. It's the same problem. Anyone that requires an appointment to meet, especially, it's a problem. But certainly it's a problem across every industry as well if you're selling stuff online. I just want to give you the big picture. That's where this was formed. And then we started teaching our reps to do it, and it totally changed the dynamic of how they were getting sales, and they started being more confident, especially if you're selling more than just a summer. And nothing wrong with selling the summer, by the way. I'm just trying to say, if you want to sell full time, like maybe take 3 or 4 months off, but you're still selling throughout the year, right? Follow up is what gets you those extra 2 to 3 sales per month. And in solar, I've surveyed all of my clients and stuff, and in solar, on average, even if you're not in California, you're still getting paid around $5,000 on average per commission, right? And if you're the sales rep. And you could say on the low end, it's $3,000. Well, on the low end, 3 times 3, that's $9,000, man. That's $9,000 a month that you're missing out on right now. So that's where this came from, is I just was like, all right, enough of that. I broke it down into 4 phases of follow-up, and you can increase your 4 phases. You don't have to double your effectiveness in each phase to double your revenue. You just have to get 2 to 3% better in each phase, and you'll double your income. That's how the math works out. I have a full-on calculator to show people that, because they never believe me. I'm like, no, stop thinking you got to like double your effort. You don't have to double down on your effort. You just got to get a little bit better in each phase, and voila, it's like magic. You've got double the revenue. So what's great, I think the people, Joe, that love this the most are teams. Like a single sales rep, I'm the same way. I'm like, damn, I'm doing the math. I break out my calculator on my phone, swipe down, start calculating. I'm like, man, if I could do this and this, I'm going to make 120 grand more than I'm making now, or 200 grand more than I'm making now. That's crazy. I'm going to do follow-up, but they get distracted. A team manager or a owner of a dealership or an installation crew or an installation team that has, anybody who has a sales crew, that's when the light bulb goes off for them, and they're like, wait a second, we need more revenue. Let's follow up. Like they try to follow up, but not really. They're too busy training on how to close or how to set appointments, right? But there's no follow-up included in there. So that's where this was all came from, Joe. And frankly, I went to do some more research, and there's nothing on it. There's like, if you go search follow-up inside of the like Apple bookstore, you'll find like 2 books. So like, I was like, let's get this out in the open. So that's where all that came from, man. And it's been a game changer so far. Like I have some clients that I'm working with right now, and we're doing like little things, and they're like, oh, this is amazing. Meaning like the results shift immediately when you just tweak a couple things. It doesn't take a lot of work. That's what I like about it.
I love it. And speaking of the book, we have a bunch of people putting me in the comments. If you guys want a free digital copy,
how many people are saying me?
We got a few, 3 or 4, but they're not putting their they're not clicking the link because it says Facebook user. So you have to click on the link, streamyard.com/Facebook to show your name, or you won't be entered So just make sure you put me if you guys want to be entered into the drawing. But don't forget, click on the link too to show us your name. So speaking of follow-up fortunes, and you mentioned it earlier, can you do me a favor before we get any questions in here? Can you kind of recap the 4 phases?
Yeah. 4 phases are.
And before you get into it, guys, go ahead. This is your chance. Go ahead, put questions in. Anything you need right now, as Brent's talking. Go ahead, Brent. Sorry.
Yeah, you're good. So 4 phases. Let me start with phase 4 actually, and go in reverse, because most people think follow-up is what I would call phase 4, and that's long-term follow-up. So phase 4 is everybody trickles through your sales process, doesn't buy. It's been at least 30 days since they've become a lead of some sort, right? And now they enter phase 4, and phase 4 is your long-term follow-up. And I would say what's crazy about that, that's where all of your I would say 70% of what you can gain back in let's call them fortunes, the money, the revenue, the commissions you could gain, that's all hidden there. That really is. It's literally just sitting there and waiting for anybody to follow up and get a few more appointments each month, which turn into a few more sales each month, and so on. And then that we forget to think that that's a lot of money. A few sales a month is a lot of money. And so, and then if you have a team, it's a few dozen sales per month that you're missing out on, right? And so phase 4 is that's where you get the majority. Just replace phase 4 with long-term follow-up. And I can go into details on how to go about that, but most people go about it wrong, completely wrong. What they do is put them through cycles of promotions. Hey, we got a sale. Hey, we got a sale. Hey, you should buy from us now. Hey, we're giving away this. Hey, this. And they do it all wrong. The best way I could explain this is if all you did to a family member or friend that you haven't seen in a while is every time you saw them and said, hey, you ready to buy solar now? They would unfriend you and curse you for eternity for being like that. So that's what most people do is, hey, buy now, hey, buy now, hey, buy now. They think they're Nike or Under Armour or wherever they buy stuff online, right? Where all they do is see promotions. So they think we should model Nike. We should model these people. They always just send us promotions. Well, you're not a clothing company. You also don't have a brand like them. So you don't get to rely on things like that. You have to come across as educating, entertaining in a way, not entertainment like jokes, but entertaining like, hey, did you know this? Or check this out. Fun fact, with very little selling, very little, very under the radar selling. I like to use a super signature is what it's called, but basically it's like, hey, PS, by the way, we have this going on. Let me know, just reply and let me know if you're interested. I can hook you up with that. That's it. That's at the end of all if it's an email, you can do text messages and links to things in text messages, all that. That's all your long-term follow-up. Phone calls, I actually call very little, just so you're aware. In phase 4, I might call like every other month. So you'd think I'm dragging my feet. If there's somebody running a call center, they're like, what the hell, Brent? Why don't you? We call every day, every 5 minutes. I'm like, yeah, that's why I don't do it, is you're doing it and it annoys people. So I come across different just by not doing that, right? And so the point is that's phase 4. Phase 3, again, working backwards, phase 3 is actually everybody that you've met with and didn't close. And so this is where everybody gets controversial. If I post follow-up the other day, I don't know, it was in the group. The other day I posted something like 95%, I forget what I said, but the stat was 95% of leads don't ever close. You only close at 5%. And some people got it. All the marketers got it. They're like, that's actually good. 5% conversion? You're doing good. I was like, yeah. And then the rest, they're like, what? I converted 47%, 60%, 80%. I was like, yeah. And I'm so blunt with things. So if I offend you, you can reach out to me and tell me I'm a dick or whatever. That's fine. Sorry, I said the word dick on your podcast. But guys, you don't know business if you think that. You don't understand marketing and sales. They're two different things. Marketing is getting a lead. And this is that controversy thing I was going to bring up for you, Joe, just to have some fun today. Marketing is generating leads. It is not selling. And if you're knocking a door, you're generating a lead. I think I mentioned this last time we talked. And if you can get in that mindset and start understanding when you're having conversations, you're lead genning. You are not selling. Selling starts happening when you actually get to pitch and you start convincing of why they need to buy something and why it's better to buy your thing compared to the other thing. That's selling, right? Overcoming objections during that process selling, right? Well, until that, you're marketing. And so most people think in follow up, like phase 3, yes, you should be. That's when they're, so most people think, well, I sat down with them, I didn't close them. So yeah, my follow up might close a few more, but it's not like it's going to double my sales. Well, you're right. It won't if you only use follow up in that phase, in phase 3. But you will get 1 to 2 more sales a month just following up like that, or following up better in phase 3. So why wouldn't you do it, right? That's, again, if you have the low, if you're getting $3,000, you're telling me you wouldn't spend 15 minutes a week following up and take another $6,000 or like per month? Like, why wouldn't you do that? So, and then phase 2 is everybody who you've scheduled appointments. This is the shortest phase. It's just essentially phase 2 follow up is when you schedule an appointment, do it right. So they show up to your appointment, follow up with them in between scheduling the appointment and showing up to the appointment, and making sure you get the most sits out of that. And not just that, when you follow up correctly, you're actually getting them pre-indoctrinated, so they're ready to buy. Their disposition to just say yes if you do it right. So that's the goal with phase 2 follow-up. And you do, again, tweak 2-3% more of the people that you schedule appointments with buy from you. It makes a big difference over time, right? And then phase 1 is another one that most people understand follow-up. If you've done any lead gen or buying leads or generating leads as a team, you understand, hey, when we generate a lead on the doors or from ads, we've got probably about 30 days before they're just kind of put into the phase 4 or the long-term follow-up. So phase 1 is from the time they become a lead to about the first 30 days. Up until you, or any time in between day 1 and day 30, that either they become an appointment, right, and go into phase 2, or they just trickle through and go to phase 4. Most people go to phase 4 after you get a lead, right? Like most don't convert to appointments. So just real quick though, Joe, before we go into questions, because I know this will be a question, is a lot of people are like, well, wait, hold on. So what if I'm knocking doors, and every time I knock a door, I talk to somebody and schedule my appointment? Is that a lead, or is that like, what is that? I just say, no, you just skipped phase 1 altogether. Like all you did was just go right to phase 2. So if you start thinking in these phases, it does help to understand at first when you're just trying to get your flow down of follow up and understanding where to put them and how to follow up with them. It's easier. So what I'm saying to you is when you're knocking a door and you get an appointment, right, when you talk to somebody, you just skip phase 1 altogether. You're just in phase 2 immediately, right? Phase 1 is when you knock on the door. Oh, hey, I don't have time. You're doing all the objection handling and still nothing, but you just said, look, Joe, I get it. You're busy, man. I'll get out of your hair, but I do want to come back later. At least let me send you something real quick. What's your phone number? I'll text you my card and some information. That's a lead, right? Now I got a lead. That's in phase 1. Now I put you, Joe, I disposition you on my phone. I fill out a little form real quick. Boom, 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 boom. Joe told me this. He's open to it. Boom. And I just send you some nice, gradual, non-pushy, salesy stuff. Hey, buy now, nothing like that. And you gradually, and you send them this information. And then again, about once a week for 30 days, you're just like, hey, Joe, I know we talked last, you remind them how you even know them. I know we talked at your door the other day. Just want to, you're checking in. I'm going to be in your neighborhood, XYZ. The same thing you would say if you were actually going in the neighborhood again, and knocking doors. I'm just in the neighborhood. It's kind of like that. You just say that in a text message. And you get them back in. The more you're pushy, the more you'll push them away. So I'm very, very opposite of a lot of people. In fact, I don't know everybody's names in this industry, but there's some big names that them and I, we would have fun together because they're super like close, right? Some of the speakers on stage that I'm excited to hear from because I can learn a lot from them. I'm the opposite of that completely. But I still sell a lot. I still build teams that sell a lot. So I'm not going to stop doing that. Does that make sense? That's the phase. That's the 4 phases.
Yeah. The bottom line is the follow-up doesn't stop until they're installed.
No, I don't ever stop. Like
even after they install, right?
So Earl, most people have heard of Earl Capule, the gratitude mindset guy. Okay. So he just texted me today. He texted me today a screenshot. He's all, it's got to be the longest follow-up ever. And he has a guy that has been on his list for 5 years. And the guy's like, yeah, come on over. Because he sends out the text that Earl's in our my XFU program, whole different. I'm not pitched, no pitch here. I'm just saying it's a different program. And that's why he's texting it to me. I said, well, text me when you have these things like this so I can talk about them and why they work. And he texted to me this screenshot of the guy. I'm like, that's perfect. That's the headline. Longest follow-up ever. I'm sure there's people out there who have longer, but 5 years is a long time.
Yeah,
So
it's a long time.
Yeah. Anyways, man, that's it. That's the 4 phases, but that's literally how people ask me a lot of times, Joe, like a sales rep, especially new sales reps. Well, there's 2 stages that sales reps go through. At new, I want to make more money, right? Like, how do I make a little bit more? It's not just about. Remember, anytime you're training reps, the reason why they're asking how do they get a lead is because they want to make more money. So I always hear that. If they say, how do I set leads? They're really telling me, how do I make more money, right? Like because that's all that's playing through their head. I'm not an idiot. I understand they're not here to knock doors or to answer calls or whatever. They're here to make money, right? And here to help people, no doubt. You definitely want to have a culture of serving and helping people, but that's how you make money, bringing value to people. So that goes through my head. And then you have another stage of sales reps where they actually been doing pretty good. They're actually like an Earl Capule. They're really good at. They've been doing it a while. They're like a Taylor Armstrong, solopreneur. They're like you, or somebody not necessarily a veteran like you, but they you don't have to be in it for several years, but it's a couple years, right? Like they're getting good at it. They've made you, and they're actually selling year round, but they're like, I'm kind of stuck at X. How do I move past that? I'm like, well, follow up. Just like, do you follow up? How's your follow up? Next to nothing. There's your answer. Like your lead, you already generate the leads. Just follow up with them. You're asking me to get a raise. And the only way you can get a raise, give yourself a raise, is either go spend more time doing what you're doing or spend more money doing what you're doing, or maybe you should just follow up. So like, does that make sense?
The solution is right under our nose. We just got to pay attention and take care of it and do it. And that's what's in your book. It pretty much breaks it down exactly what you need to do to add that to your repertoire, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's awesome.
Yep. So I'll shut up. Let's take questions and anything I can help and serve. And let's talk SolarCon a little bit too. I want to get into that.
It sounds good. We have some comments, questions in already. Go ahead, guys. Go ahead, put some questions in there now. Brent can get to it. I'll start from the beginning. We have a couple of people wanting to get the free digital book. I do a reminder, if you guys want to jump in the journey to get the free copy, digital version of Follow Up Fortunes, go put me in the comment section and your name. Or click on the StreamYard link to give us permission to show your name so we know you could be in there drawing. But we'll try to figure something out for you guys. Go ahead, put your name so we know who's going to be in there. But we have a few me's. Bro, we got a Raising a Dad Solution said, me, Robert Washington. He wants to jump in there.
That a baby, Robert.
Got people saying, hi, what's up, Joe and Brent?
What's up, Facebook user?
Frank Emmons showed his face. That's awesome. His name said Brent Attaway is the man. Let's go. I agree.
That baby Frank.
Hey, we got a couple of fans of your picture behind you. Dope lion.
Yeah, baby.
Another one said the lion goes hard. All right. So the first question is, you might have answered it, but maybe want to go a little deeper into it since they're asking again here. But how long before you do follow up? I know there's the 4 phases. You start from the beginning.
Yeah.
But maybe they're thinking of like when you try to pitch the homeowner and they say yeah, or they say no, maybe, and then like how long after till you kind of reach back to them? What do you say?
I can be really direct because I have the full system spelled out in the book, but I'm going to spell it out right now. You don't have to get the book to know this. So I try not to be salesy, Joe. Like if people tend to buy what they want to buy. So like, 100%. You know what I mean? So the phase 1, 30 days. Phase 1 means I got a lead. I didn't get an appointment. I just got a lead. How long should I follow up with them? 30 days. Okay. I got an appointment and I didn't sit with them yet. They either bailed or somehow we haven't sat with them. How long do I follow up? About 21 days is my rule of thumb. You can follow up longer. I'm just trying to say 21 days is good. Then meaning that's a cancellation, a no-show, or they tried to you're trying to reschedule and they're open to it, but they're still not on your calendar, right? Okay, that's it there. Phase 3 is you sat with them, didn't close. That's about 21 days. Again, 30 days is fine, but I rarely go over more than 3 weeks before I put them into phase 4. And the only difference between phase 4 and any of the other follow-up is phase 4 really pulls off the gas, like really pulls back, but is consistent, and that's the key. That's how long is the answer, the short answer.
Yeah.
And then phase 4, by the way, is forever, for eternity. So
never ends.
Nope.
Some of us, what if the homeowner says like, no, thank you, I'm done. That's when it ends, or even after they say they don't want to go solar anymore?
It depends on how they said no. If you're saying no, go to hell, then I might just be like, yeah. You know, like I'm like Santa at that point. Okay, naughty list, you know, like you go to hell. And then I just don't pay attention too much to those. Although I'll keep them on my list, by the way. I just won't, if they tell me I don't want to receive any marketing material, I don't want you to stop by, is the same way of them saying, put me on the do not knock list or the do not call list. Okay, fine. That's up to you. I don't care. There's millions of people. So I take those off for sure. Anybody who's really harsh, basically, I'll take them off. I don't follow up with them forever.
All right. So next comment is from a fan of the super signature. I like it. Do you want to kind of give a quick what the super signature is and what it does for follow up?
Yeah. So in your long-term follow-up is when you use your super signature. Long-term, there's 2 ways to close deals, or excuse me, run promotional, like you're directly pitching to somebody in your long-term follow-up. And like I said, you want to stay away from just always pitching. It doesn't mean you shouldn't, but maybe it's kind of look at promotional cycles, like where you receive promotional cycles from a company that you tend to stay subscribed to. Joe, do you subscribe to someone or a company even, or a brand that they pitch you quite often, but you're okay with it? In fact, you keep it in your inbox to remind you sometimes. Do you have something like that? What is it? Just so I know.
I can't think in my mind, but
any product.
I mean, I don't even know, like my updates on my phone, everything's coming out, my Verizon plan. I don't know.
Yeah. So, well, Verizon's a good example. Verizon already has you a subscriber, by the way. Why are they pitching you? Well, they can upsell you. They can ask you to do this. They can, right? So they stay in front of you for a reason. Well, the super signature in our world, like in the solar world, is think about it this way. You want to stay in front of them, but you don't want to come across annoying. You want to be, I always say, I quote Dan Kennedy, and I say it a lot, which is, you want to come across as a welcome guest, not an annoying pest. So how do you do that? Well, super signature is a way to come across as a welcome guest while also under the radar pitching them. So super signature consists of a PS at the end of an email, and the super signatures are only in emails, by the way. So you do have to have an email strategy in place to make this work. So PS, and then under the PS, it even says, and when you're ready, and then more stuff. I have a full training on this type of thing. So the PS is a direct, blatant pitch, but nothing crazy. It's like 3 lines, maybe 4 lines, and it would sound something like this, Joe. Hey, Joe, by the way, my company's running a special promo where we're giving away a free, washer and dryer. You just have to let me know. I can save you one. We just have to know by the end of the month. It's really casual still, but it's very direct, right? But I'm not saying, hey, guess what? You can click here and buy now. That's where you fail with a super signature. You can try a super signature and still fail, right? And so you want to keep it casual, and all you're trying to get them to engage. You're not trying to set an appointment. Don't try to set an appointment in a super signature. There's a pitfall as well. After that, let me go into this, and I think you'll like it. It's under the PS, maybe a hard return or 2, and then it literally is like almost like a double PS, but you just say, and when you're ready. And then here's 3. You might have 3 or 4, but let's just use the number 3. Here's 3 ways I can help you. And then under that, it's 3 things or 4 things or whatever. And those things can be a variation. Go find a post in this group. You actually can find the post. I've posted this. It literally shows you a script, by the way. So don't feel like you have to write it down right now. But you'll see it's for solar. You can really just rip it off, right? Certainly tweak it to be your own, but you can model it. And here's the concept behind this, Joe. This is why it works. So you and I need it. Let's pretend we're having a conversation right now, Joe.
Okay.
We're sitting down. I'm welcoming you into my home. Okay. So I'm like, oh, Joe, hey, what's up, man? Come on in.
Awesome.
We're good friends. We're good friends. Come on in. Cool. Have a seat. Hey, I got some. So I'm going to give you 2 examples. I got some coffee brewing in the back. Do you want me to get some?
Sure.
Let's say you drink coffee. Okay. So there's sure. And Joe's a nice guy. Now, would you agree, Joe, that some people would be like, oh, no, you're good. Or no, don't go through the trouble. Like that's going to happen with a certain percentage of people, correct?
Yep.
Okay, cool. So you're going to get yeses. You're going to get nos. That's example 1. Hey, I got some coffee brewing in the back. Do you want some? Cool. Or I say, hey, have a seat. I'll be right back. I go grab some coffee, put it on the plate. And in fact, if I'm good, I might even grab a few options for you. I'll say, look, I mean, I'm like the all-star host. I don't do this. I'm just trying to just imagine it, right?
Yeah.
Now I'll get you a cup of coffee, but like, but I come back and I say, hey, Joe, I got some black coffee right here. I got some sugar you can add to it, or I've even got a latte. Which one do you want?
I think a latte.
Are you going to tell me no? The
No.
chances of you telling me no, and it's right in front of you, is so small at that point that it's very hard. Even if you feel bad for taking it, you're like, I'll take it. Thanks. You know, and some people don't even drink coffee and they'll take it and just put it down in front of them. So like the point is the difference between the two is one, when you do an offer and now let's convert back to email. Okay. And really this can go with any conversation, Joe. Like if you want to translate this into sales, it works really well. But the point is I've already put the convenience and wrapper around something to just say yes to it. I'm not having to convince them to do anything. I'm just like, here, I already did the work. You want it? So when you do it that way in an email, what that looks like is I just sent you, let's say the good, I call it goodwill. The goodwill portion above the PS is all just the content. The reason why you really sent the email was actually to get them to read the PS and to give value in your content above. Well, the content above, it can be anything. And that's what's great. You can follow up forever with emails because you can change the content constantly. And it might, let's give you an example. I might say, hey, Joe, I ran across this. I thought you might like it. It's actually the 3 best roof types that are best for solar. Don't get me wrong. There's a lot of roofs that can take solar, and you might go into it just for a second. You just talk about it. Thought you might like a good read. I know we've talked about solar in the past. Have a good day. P.S. We have XYZ happening right now. Let me know if you want it. And when you're ready, here's 3 ways I can help you. Does that make sense?
It's beautiful.
So it's not something you unsubscribe from. And if you do, that's fine. You will have unsubscribers. But I'm not coming across selling you anything. Although I'm selling you heavily.
The key is good content, all right? You want to have good content that they want to read the email and then want to get to the end of it, right?
Yes. So email marketing is an art of its own. It's not something that you just go. It's kind of like what I mentioned at the beginning, where you're like, "Wait, no closers should be setting appointments."
Yeah.
Well, no. Anybody could set if they learn the skill, right?
It's a hybrid for sure.
Right. Same thing with email. I wouldn't recommend you just sit down and write a bunch of emails without at least modeling something. Have a good one next to you as you make up some ideas. What will happen is you'll get frustrated, like all of us, and we're like, damn it, it's something new, it's a new thing, and so you get frustrated. You're like, oh, I hate this, I'm never following up again, like and so like that's fine. You can stop. I will go follow up with your people for you, and I'll take your money. I appreciate you. So there's money, right? Like there's me pounding my chest challenging you, right? Like, come on, just follow up, figure it out. Don't be in the 7th grade. That's what does Jim Rohn say? That's why they make those second grade desks so small, so you don't stay there, right? Like that. What you want to do is learn some email tricks. You don't have to be the best at it. Just learn how to follow up a little better. And then finally, what will happen is those little incremental improvements over a year's time of you just following up, send an email once a week, doing this. And then eventually, by the way, you have a library you just automate. You can automate the whole damn thing. So like my secret, Joe, is I don't actually do my follow-up. My SDR does, my sales development rep. They do it all. So I write the content. I write the content, and then they just do it all. And then when I get a positive reply back from them and somebody says, hey, somebody's interested, I'm like, thank you. And then I take over. So like that's the kind of the secret sauce behind. You first need the system. Don't get me wrong. You still need to get the system in place, and then just have an SDR run it for you. And then voila, you got a whole follow-up system in place forever.
Well, speaking of that, our next comment here has on the kind of same lines. What can you do to use? That's kind of like tools. What can you use for keeping up with clients? Like what tools are you using? Like are you using Go High Level? What do you use? CRMs?
Oh yeah. I use this. Okay. Yeah. And by the way, this is a great thing. I actually break this down in the book. I was debating, Joe, on if I should put this in a book because it's so boring to write about a CRM. Like who wants to read about a CRM? And so what I did was just take it at a top level of things and said, look, if you're getting leads of any sort, whether on the doors, any kind of lead source, please don't put them in a spreadsheet or your phone anymore. For God's sake, like just stop, please. Just do yourself and get a CRM of some sort that at least does three things. Okay. One, email. Two, text message. And three, automation. Those three things. Now it doesn't have to even make phone calls, but usually if it does texting, you can do some kind of phone call outward. But I'm not even saying you need a call center super cool thing. Again, I don't make phone calls hardly at all. I text and I email a lot because one, I'm a little bit lazy and I like scalability, and calling is not hardly scalable. I'm always having to manage people. I'm having to hire them. I'm having to fire them. I'm having to train them. Now I'm not against it, by the way. I'm just trying to say that's not my favorite thing. So, but at least three things is email, text message, and automation. Automation meaning when I can automate the sequence of when those emails go out. So every time a lead comes in, it waits 30 days until it goes to phase 4. So if they go into phase 1, for example, follows up for 30 days with emails and text messages and a couple phone calls trickled in there. And then it'll just automatically say, hey, did they schedule an appointment yet? If no, phase 4. And it just puts them over there and it starts phase 4 follow-up, right? So that's what I would have. You want a CRM. High level I use, okay. But certainly you do not have to use high level. There's at least, I list a few in the book. You don't need to get the book. I'm just trying to remember what I listed. Keep, KEAP or / Infusionsoft. It used to be Infusionsoft. It's called Keep. There's another one that's called, see, this is what I'm trying to think on the fly. There's one other one. Anyways, there's other CRMs out there that are great, and they can do all three of those things at minimum. And you can program your follow-up and really have anyone take it over.
Beautiful. All right, guys, come on, keep on coming with the questions. We have a couple of people wanting to get the digital book. Make sure you click on the StreamYard link to get into the drawing and put me and your name so we can make sure you get in that drawing. We might give away a couple of digital copies today if you guys are lucky here. But we have another comment from a Facebook user said, we'll be at SolarCon. It's Sam Batal. Looking forward to meeting you guys there. Also,
what's up, Sam?
SolarCon. So I know you're talking a lot about follow-up today and marketing. Any kind of hint of what you're going to be talking about at SolarCon, or is it going to be much more in-depth kind of details?
I'm going to go into a lot of what we talked about today. I'm going to go into some details. This is like a taste, right?
Yeah.
But I'm really going to show a breakdown of how I would build it out, what I do with my clients when I work with them. So I'm just going to break out the process so people just model it themselves. They don't have to hire someone like me to do it for them. It's especially if you're a sales rep. I mean, you can meaning it's not like you need to invest in somebody helping you do it. Or like same thing with Solar Academy, right? We hired Solar Academy. Yeah. Our dealership hired Solar Academy, and it was a game changer for us. It was a pretty penny too. We signed up for the big boy package.
Yeah.
So like it was good, right? But see, we had a lot of leverage at the same time. So I wouldn't recommend a single sales rep sign up for the big boy package. Start small and move your way up. Same thing. Well, at SolarCon, I'm going to be showing kind of here's what I would do. You can DIY it at some version or not. But I wanted to ask you this live right now, Joe.
Yes, sir.
What do you think? I know I can't sell anything, but can I give away money?
Oh, I don't know. I think you can give away money anytime you want. That's no problem.
Okay, good.
I will take this opportunity now to let everybody know that There's no pitching from stage. This is a no pitch event. This is going to be no recruiting, no red line shopping. This is a camaraderie, this unification. We're all coming together. We're not trying to snake each other or be competing against each other at SolarCon. So this is going to be where you can get some of the top training in the country all under one roof at the same time. Like 60 speakers we got right now. It's going to be intense and amazing, man.
I'm so excited to see some of the speakers there and just listen. There's so much I don't know that I need to just jump on, and just a little bit of each. I'm going to learn so much. And just to network. Frankly, that's always, I love the events for that one reason. Networking with people, rubbing shoulders with the right people, and learning from them. It's just the connections that come from it are amazing. So I hope everyone gets there as fast as possible. It's awesome. But what I was gonna say though is I was thinking of this. What do you think, Joe? I don't have to do this. Like, and this isn't me just being funny and markety right now, right? I'm literally asking. I was thinking of running a little thing at the beginning where I'm going to teach people how to hurry and capitalize immediately with one text message at the beginning, and say, everyone send this text. I'm going to show it on my screen is what I'm thinking. This is what I brainstorm in the shower or when I'm on walks. Right? And so like, I'm like, okay, if I can share a text, I need you to send it out. And then if anyone who replies back showing proof with a screenshot that they just set an appointment, depending on what I'm going to do, I want to give somebody $1,000. I just want to give them $1,000 cash. Like, so I doubt anyone's going to close a deal. That would be ultimate. Somebody closes a deal from, but
and
like,
install. Throw install in there too.
Yeah, throw the install in. You know, one of those. But the point is I want to prove. The whole point, my goal is to prove how simple follow up can be, if you just choose to do it. By the way, the reason why, Joe, people don't follow up is simply they're just not organized. Meaning, like, and I get it. I get why. I'm not a very organized person at first either. I had to try, right? But like, they just don't have their stuff in a CRM where it's centralized, where they can just say, send this to all of my people. That's the first step. You get over that hump, you're golden. You're good. It's real simple after that. It just takes a little bit of time, and I love it. So that's what I want to do at SolarCon. I want to be on stage and say, for everybody that's even semi-organized, this is going to reward you really well, because now you can just go hit send, and you're going to watch some replies come in, and then you're going to get an appointment. I'll show you what to do to get an appointment. And anybody who I think I'm just going to do, I got to figure that part out. Joe, help me out. What do we do? Do I just tell them what do you think's rewarding for $1,000? Who should get the $1,000? The first person, the person who, what do we do?
Let's first person, baby. Let's go. Let's get it done.
All right. I just want to see. That'd be good. So I want to make it exciting and have this, because this is the first SolarCon, right?
Yes, sir.
So like, we got to have some fun, exciting cash flying everywhere, and people having a good experience that that we sign up at the end of that event. We're already signing up for SolarCon 2, baby.
Yes,
so
sir.
Like, so
100%. It's going to be like that. It's going to be a party. It's going to be amazing. We're all going to be networking, meeting each other. And if you guys are going to be going, Brent is going to be speaker, and he's going to be he has a promo discount code. If you guys go to attendsolarcon.com and put in Brent Attaway 25, you guys get 25% off discount pricing on the tickets to SolarCon, baby.
Yeah, and Joe, here's the thing. There's been other speakers with their 25%. Yep. I kind of feel like mine's better somehow. I went through and put mine in, and it just felt better.
You are giving away a book today, so
dude. Hey, and everyone listening, by the way, I'm just playing. I'm super sarcastic, but like, we don't get any kind of, it's not like we're getting paid to do this. We just are, anyone who's been on here before, I know there's been several, we just are trying to promote as much as we can, because we believe in what you're doing, Joe, and we believe in like Solar Academy. We believe in SolarCon, and we know this is going to change. I mean, this is just the beginning. The trajectory is going to be massive. So we just want to help out any way possible. Use somebody's code, but get there.
I appreciate you. We appreciate all the speakers at SolarCon for sure. We got another fan of yours and follow-up, and it brings up a great marketing plug for FU Money. Hi, Brent Attaway. Thanks for all your help with follow-up. We call that FU Money. So
yeah, baby.
Can you talk about that? I'm a big fan of branding, and like, that's awesome. I love it. I want to get one of those shirts. I want to rock it. Give me an FU Money shirt.
I'll send
Let's
you
go.
one. I'll
Talk
send
about
you one
FU, how we
tomorrow.
came up with that.
I'm glad you said that. I'll send you and Jake one tomorrow. Okay. So, what's your shirt size? Large
Yeah, let's go with
shirt
large.
size?
Go large.
Large. Got it. I'm not joking. I'll send that to you. FU money stands for follow up. But I wanted to create something. You know, when you create a T-shirt you're proud of, or like you think you're proud of, and it has your logo on it. And there, by the way, if you have a T-shirt with your logo on it, there's nothing. That's awesome. Okay, there's nothing wrong with that. But I have a ton of those, right? And so I was like, meaning like me, I've had them from other people, and I like them. I wear them. That's cool. I mean, I'm wearing one called Freeman. That's from what's his name? Another a guy that's not in solar, but the point is I was like, what would be something people would actually kind of be proud of, and it causes curiosity as well, because it's not always coming across. It's just I heart FU money, right? And so it just
I love
starts a
it. It's
conversation.
brilliant, baby.
So it's just I love follow up money. I love making money from follow up. It's the best and easiest money to make. I've already worked hard to get the lead. I've already done something. I paid for it. I spent my time to get the lead. I did something. And so I love when I follow up on leads I've already generated, and man, I get a sale. I love there's hardly, for me in sales, that's one of my favorite feelings. Like closing the deal, absolutely. Right? But what are the other ones? It's like when you're like, oh dude, I met them like a year and a half ago. This is so great. Done, close deal. And what's great about follow up too, guys, and this is why I love follow up money, is I don't have to try near as hard to close those. They're like kind of a lot of them I close through text message. I've literally closed the deal through one phone call for 15 minutes and a few text messages, but it was follow up. See, they've already built trust. I already built trust. That was gone. That's out of the picture. They just needed the timing to be right. So I was there in front of them, waiting for the timing, waiting for life to warm them up a little bit, twist the knife. Life does the twisting of the knife for you if you just let time go by. Life does the convincing when it's time to do it. They just are ready. But I'm always there. I'm always there, just reminding them under the radar. Hey, I'm here for you. When you're ready, right? When you're ready, here's how I can help. When you're ready, here's how I can help. And then boom. And then the close is like, here, okay, cool, phone. I don't show up to a house. Like, why would I do that? Nothing wrong with closing in. I do that too. I'm saying in follow up, by the way. I'm gonna offend a lot of people. So like, so like, I'm just like, okay, cool, yeah, I'll send you the docs. Get them ready. Boom, boom, boom. Send them over. Text them real quick. Hey, I just sent you the docs. Did you get them? Yeah. All right. Let me know when you get them signed, and we'll take the next steps and get you going with site survey. Blah blah blah. Right. Done. So like, it's a really easy sale. That's why I love follow up money, and that's probably why Lily is saying I love follow up money.
I love follow up money too. My longest was a year and a half. And then that homeowner referred one of my biggest clients.
Yes.
So it's like follow up, and then you get the referrals from the follow, which is an extra fortune.
Yeah. You know, something that is weird about follow up, the psychology behind it. I know we need to wrap up, Joe, but the psychology behind follow up is this distance of trust and patience. And when somebody's been patient with me as the buyer, I feel more obligated to help them. Not that you want them to feel obligated, it's just natural. So if I'm the buyer and you've been following up with me, Joe, for a year and a half, you understand what's going through my head at this point. I'm more like, you know what? I'm glad you followed up. In fact, I feel like I owe you something even more so, even more. And so that's why referrals are actually a higher rate. With the longer you follow up somebody, I need to pull up some stats on that. But the longer you follow up with somebody, you have a better chance with those people giving you referrals than somebody else, with somebody who closed early, because there's the trust factor is not there yet. That's why. I mean, that's the easy answer, right?
I see the proof myself, so I believe
Yeah.
this. I'm going to try to get through these comments before we got, let you go, man, because I don't want to take too much of your time, Brent. Appreciate you, man.
Yeah.
Frank Ammon said, I would love a digital copy of his book. All right, so make sure you go put, while you're ready, did it, make sure you click on the StreamYard link, Facebook, so we got permission to show your name, or you'll get in the drawing. We're giving away books in a couple of minutes here, guys. Go ahead. Who wants a free copy of Follow Up Fortunes? Go ahead, put me in the comment section in your name.
Hey, Frank, I'll send it to you, man.
Look at
I'm writing it down.
Just by asking, baby. Facebook user wants to know, how many times do you reach out within the first 21 to 30 days? I believe you mentioned this already. If you want to just give a quick answer.
Yeah. So how many times? I don't think we did it necessarily addressed it. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4. The first 3 days I reach out 6 times. So there's 6. Or no, I 9 times, excuse me. And it's a repeat. It's text, email, call, text, email, call, text, email, call. Whoop-doo, right? That's super complicated. And then after that, I taper it off a little. I pull back a little bit. And so if 9 plus 1, 2, 3, about 20 times, I would say, or 9, 10, 11, about 15 to 20 times, I would say.
Perfect. Thank you. All right. Another comment coming in here from Raising a Dad Solutions. Nice meeting you too. He wants to know, question. I started as a canvasser and now am a new consultant. Will your book help me in this mind shift? So do you help people that are going from just appointment setting? Yeah, because then when you become a solo closer, follow becomes even more important, right? Or what do you think?
Yeah, first thing, please, if you are using your dealership's app to generate leads, I would, if I could go back in time on all the leads ever generated, and I'm sure there's some people can to relate here. Doesn't, not just in door knocking, in any shape or form that you generated the lead or helped generate the lead. You wished later in hindsight, oh, I should have saved those leads. Where did they go, right? Have you ever thought that, Joe? Like, oh, where did those go? Or I should have had those like years ago, where you built up, you knocked, sweat, blood and tears, and then the list is gone because somebody else actually owned that list in their CRM. You were, every time you're in Sales Rabbit, boom, 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 enter it. Well, whoever is paying that Sales Rabbit subscriptions, that's their lead, not yours. It is yours, but they also have it. So if you ever leave, guess who's going to follow up with them if they're smart? They will follow up with that lead. So, and that's not illegal in most contracts. Now, I get that there's some are, but let me back up. That's how you, yes, the book, let me answer your question, I guess. Yes, it will absolutely help you in that mind shift. Follow-up needs to be understood as a canvasser. It needs to be understood as a closer. It needs to be understood if you're doing digital, like canvassing setters, like online. It needs to be understood as a business owner. This breaks down into a way that you can actually formulaically just in system build your own system follow-up. Okay, I do this at this time, and then it goes into phase 2, and then I do these things, and then it goes into phase 3 and phase 4. And what will happen is as you later automate that as well, you actually just plug in the lead in once, and then it just, the follow-up will happen for you. It's not like it's not a thing that you're always having to think about. You do have, it's like cleaning your room. You stay 15 minutes a day, clean your room, no big deal. You don't follow up for a year, it's a messy ass room. That's a pain in the butt, right? So you gotta like be smart. There's a little maintenance, but we're talking 15 minutes or like maybe an hour a week, like to manage your follow-up. It's not like a lot of time. Does that make sense?
It's like dishes, right? Like if you take care of the dishes, they'll be clean. But if you don't,
Yeah.
all of a sudden that kitchen is a mess.
If somebody can quote, here, we're gonna do something funny. If somebody can quote or name this movie right now,
Right now,
I'll give them a free book. In fact, I'll give them a free T-shirt. I'll give them a free T-shirt.
What?
I love
FU money
money.
T-shirt, baby.
Yeah, FU money T-shirt. You ready? The dishes are done, man. Who can name that movie? If somebody could name that movie,
the dishes are done. Name the movie quick for a free T-shirt.
Done, man. And it has to be like you're high. Like the dishes are done, man.
All right, they're gonna get in there. We'll get a couple of more comments before we gotta go here. Frank Ammons, first of all, said thanks, Brent Attaway. He's a happy man.
Bet, bud.
But he has a question for you. Oh, we got an answer from him. Was it half baked?
Nope, not half baked.
Keep it coming. Keep the answers coming. So Frank Ammons wants to know, which one have you found works better, email or text when following up?
Text, absolutely. Email over time. So let's define better. Better if you want a quick response, text messages. Email, even a follow-up. It's just that, I guess, Frank, the reason why I say text is better right off the bat, I could be actually, I need to pull back from that and say text if you want a quick response. But you can't follow up with text too often. You annoy people. You come across as an annoying pest. Even if you're sending them cool links like, hey, check this out. That's not fun. Again, you've got to say, what if I was getting this stuff from something that I was partially interested in? Am I okay with receiving this? And if you can't answer that positively, then you're doing your follow-up wrong, right? And so and so email is definitely my go-to, because I can really stay in front of people, and it's a medium that people don't get annoyed by, as long as you just let them sit in their inbox. They're okay. They'll come back to that later. Oh yeah, I'll come back to that later. That's how email's treated. Text isn't, because it's like right in their face all the time. So if you want to be right in their face and annoy them, then don't. I'm not suggesting you should text more. I'm suggesting text gets a faster response. But email over time, I would say, is actually the better medium to educate, build trust, and convert more. So
It's not about choosing one or the others. How do we work together with them, right?
yeah. I have plenty of people who actually read the emails, click on all of it, because I can track that, clicking on it all, and I'm seeing it, and then they reply to my text, like out of the blue, like one text that comes out and like, hey, I'm ready. Hey, can we talk? We just moved, and I think I want to get solar on this house. So you see what I mean? I met them at one house, and then you follow up later, and they've already moved, and they want solar at the next house. So
we got another answer to the movie trivia question. Is it Don't Tell My Mom?
Yes, it is, but we don't know who you are.
We will know once we go to the comments, but go ahead, put
Okay,
your name in the comments, and we'll get you Brent. It'll get you a free what is it? FU money t-shirt.
Yeah,
baby.
I love FU money.
I love
t-shirt.
FU money, which is my favorite t-shirt out right now, to be honest. I'm excited. Let's get me one too. Woohoo!
Yes, I'll send you one.
All right, so we're gonna give away a digital copy of the book. I believe there's a couple more people wanting to jump in there. Facebook user, first of all, said, just pop it in. Confused a little. Will Brent be back next week at Wednesday? No, he's not going to be back every Wednesday. He's going to be speaking at SolarCon on April 21st through 23rd. So be there. Get his promo discount code Brent Attaway 25 at attendsolarcon.com, baby.
Salt Lake City. I grew up in Salt Lake. Hey, we got a digital book.
Yes, Safira Home wants to be qualified for the digital copy if she is going to be entered in. All right. So we have one more comment here. I want to make sure I put it on here. We're not sure who it is, but thanks for the content, guys. Looking forward to SolarCon next month, baby.
I grew up outside of Salt Lake City, 45 minutes south, Provo, Orem, Utah. That's where I grew up, man. I was born in Florida, grew up in Utah, lived in Park City for about 5 years. When my wife and I and our boys, we lived in Park City. Plenty of Salt Lake City time, man. So it's kind of like going back home.
All right. Can you see the screen?
Oh, yeah. Giveaway tool.
All right. So we're going to be giving away a free book. If you guys have 10 more seconds, go ahead, put in the click on the StreamYard link to give us permission to show your name. You'll be entered in right now. You ready, Brent? And then we'll let you go. Let's go, baby. We have 5 entrants, and the winner is I'm one of the people too. Look at that.
That baby.
Safira Hunt is the winner.
Safira.
So
That's a cool name too.
Contact Brent Attaway to get your free digital version of Follow Up Fortunes. Thank you so much, Safira Hunt. Thank you so much, Brent. Appreciate you, man. And Frank Ammons is getting a book too, it looks like.
Yep. Frank.
Beautiful.
How many people were on there?
We had about 5 of them.
I'll just send them all the book. It's good.
Oh,
thanks,
what? You hear that, everybody? 5, whoever was in the contest is going to get a digital version. Reach out to Brent Attaway. You're going to get a free copy of Follow Up Fortunes. What's up, man? You're too much. That's too giving, bro.
Too giving. It's too giving. Yeah. I take it all back. We're all good. All good.
You're the man. And next week, guys, we're going to have Aparna Mola, who represents Give Power, on next week. She's awesome, and she's going to be speaker at SolarCon, so we're really excited for her on next Wednesday. Brent, last thing, man. Anything else you want to leave off with? Any last words? Any last thoughts? And if anyone wants to reach out to you, how can they reach out to you? All that good stuff.
You know what? I would just say I'm excited about SolarCon. I'm just grateful we get to have an event like this. I like the location. It's the timing of location. Like April in Utah is phenomenal.
Beautiful.
It's all the above, but plus I'm happy. I'm excited for it. Not, of course, I love speaking and doing all that stuff, but I mean just attending. I'm talking if I, as an attendee, I love that part of stuff. So thank you for doing that. If you want to get a hold of me, get a hold of me on social media is fine. You can email me. I answer my emails. It's Brent@BrentAttaway.com. It's a really hard one.
Can't
Brent@BrentAttaway.com.
forget that one. Beautiful. I guess you're pretty good at marketing, I guess, huh?
Yeah, you can message me. Totally fine. Since we're on Facebook, you can just message me. My assistant or myself will see it. I'm on there all the time. I love
All
it.
right, the last couple of comments. I will let you go, Brent. Thank you again so much for your time. So excited to see you and hear you at SolarCon, baby. Frank Ammons wanted to say, Brent just went all Oprah on us. You get one. You get a shirt. And I'll give the last comment to the winner, Safira Hunt, said, thank you guys so much for the content. Thank you.
You bet.
Thank you for watching. Brent, thank you so much, man. So excited to see you at SolarCon. We'll talk again, bro. Appreciate you, man. We're out.
All right. Thanks, Joe. Later, bud.